Hello and welcome to another episode of Learning to AppleScript. In this video, I'm going to focus on creating some very basic AppleScripts to demonstrate some of the different handlers we talked about in the last video. Let's get going. So the first thing I'm going to do is open up my script editor. So at this point, I'm ready to start scripting. I can go ahead and start writing some code. If I try to compile this, it will compile successfully because this is a valid script. I can even save this. And we've got a fully functioning basic hello world script. If I go ahead and double click this, we'll get our hello world message and everything is fine. This is an example of an implicit on-run handler because the script editor understands that it's implied that this is code that should be executed when the script is run. I personally prefer using explicit on-run handlers in my code. So let's go ahead and add an on-run handler here, and we'll leave our message, and we'll close it with our end run. I'll go ahead and compile this and make sure it still works. And when I save this, now I'll be able to double click. And just like before, we'll get our hello world message. Now, in my opinion, there's still a problem with this script. And that is, if I was to have another application running while my script was being activated, and it tried to display this dialog, the dialog is going to be blocked by the other application. So just to illustrate this, I'm going to add a delay of 2 seconds, compile this and save it. When I run this version of the script, I'll go ahead and bring pages to the foreground, and we'll see what response my application has when it's kind of trying to fight for the attention of the user when page is in the foreground. So we will go ahead and run the script, and I'll bring pages to the foreground. And you can see my script now is bouncing because it's trying to get my attention, but pages is in the foreground. So if I click this, now I'll see the hello world message. To prevent this from being a problem, I can tell my application to activate first, which means it'll bring itself to the foreground before it tries to display the dialog message. So I'll add an activate command, compile this again, save it, and now bring pages to the foreground again. When I run this and bring pages to the foreground, now my script is capable of bringing itself to the foreground. We can see we now have my Hello World application as the foreground app, and hello world message showed successfully. Okay, so let's go back to the code. Let me go ahead and duplicate my code for a minute because I want to keep a unique copy here. I'll go ahead and close this one. So now we'll add an additional handler. So just like before, we had our on-run handler, which allows us to double-click the script and run this code. Now we're going to add the on-open handler, which will allow the script to receive a file drop and then process code based off of the fact that files were dropped on the script. So in order to do that, we need to receive the files that have been dropped on the script. So we want our script to understand that files were dropped on it, and then we can do something with those files. We have to have a placeholder to receive those files in. So I'll create a variable within our handler call. So this is the argument that will receive the dropped files, and now I can process those files within my script. So now we've added our first repeat loop in this script as well, because a user could drop one file, but they may drop multiple files. If they drop multiple files, we need to be prepared to deal with that as well. So what this repeat loop is saying is repeat with a single file in the list of files that were dropped. And we'll go ahead and do something with the file that we receive. So now I've created some very simple code that will allow us to read in the files that were dropped and display a dialog of the text within that file. So we'll go ahead and save this file now. And just like before, we'll go ahead and save it as an application. And to distinguish them, I'll go ahead and give it a different name. And now you'll notice my first applet just had a regular script icon. This app is now a droplet because it has this onOpen handler, and the icon is changed to indicate that we can drop files onto this script. So if we go ahead and make a new file, I'll save this on my desktop. Now with this text file, if I try to drop it on my first script, we'll notice nothing happens. But if I drag this to my second script, now we'll see that my second script allows and is recognizing the fact that I have a file over it. So if I drop that on it, we get the message, welcome to clicking keys, because that's what my onOpen handler told it to do. It told it to read the text file and display the message. Now, just like before, I should technically add my activate just in case something were to come to the foreground instead of my application. And just to kind of illustrate this point, if I double click this versus dropping my text file onto it, it will still run my onRun code. So I will get the message hello world instead of the message that was contained within my text file. So double click, hello world, drag my file, welcome to clicking keys. And just like I was saying, my onOpen handler is capable of receiving multiple files. To illustrate that fact, I'll go ahead and create a second file here. And now we can take both of these files and drop them on my script. And the first one is read and I get welcome to clicking keys. And then the second one is read and I get talk to you soon. And you'll notice after I've run both of my scripts and they finish, they close themselves. They're done running, they quit, and we're ready to move on to something different. What if I wanted my script to continue to process something over and over again? If I want to do that, I can create an onIdle handler. And an idle script is basically a script that's been left open and didn't have any work to do for some period of time, meaning it ran out of work from its onRun or onOpen handler. And now it's capable of processing anything in this code again and again and again. However, you do probably want to specify how often it processes this code. That's very easily controlled with a return statement at the bottom of the onIdle handler. So we tell it return, and then we give it a number, and that number is going to be the number of seconds it will wait until it runs the onIdle handler again. So for my example, I'll go ahead and keep this very short, and we'll just say 3 seconds. And we'll go ahead and just to keep things a little different from these first two examples, we'll tell it also to do a dialog box, but we won't use these first two examples so that it doesn't get confusing. So I'll duplicate this script, and this time we'll save it as an application. We have to make sure to check this stay open after run handler. The reason that's important is without that checked, after our run handler closes or finishes, the script will quit and we will never access our onIdle handler. So if we tell it to stay open after the onRun handler will be processed, and then we're capable of going into our idle handler. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And this time I'll double click it. It's going to launch, wait the 2 seconds. Hello world. Now we get our second message from the onIdle handler, which says, join us again soon. And if I click OK on this, the script will wait 3 seconds, and then it will continue and run the onIdle handler again. So we'll get the join us again soon message a second time. And this will just continue to keep going as long as the script is running. So you can see the script is continuing to stay open and give us the message. Now I've quit it, and it will no longer give us that message. Thanks for joining me. If you found this video helpful, please consider clicking on the like button and subscribe to be alerted to the new content I post about learning to AppleScript. Thanks, and see you in the next video.